thank you.
Well, thanks everyone for coming. We're going to do the signing first.
Yeah. First question here is just attesting to the fact that you qualify under law for the office that you're seeking and that the nomination papers are true and correct to the best of your knowledge. So actually, if I could just have you sign and date.
Okay.
Today is June 2nd. Okay.
And
this question is actually.
Oh.
This is just attesting to the fact that you are indeed a member of the Republican Party, so you could sign and date that as well.
Okay. If I'm not Pat.
I will not test. Yeah. We're going to do the oath today, so if I could actually have you stand.
Okay.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Okay.
So I, Charles Djou,
I, Charles Djou,
do solemnly swear and declare,
on
oath that if elected to office, I will support and defend, the Constitution and laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the United States of America,
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Hawaii,
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Hawaii,
and will bear true faith,
and
allegiance to the same, that if elected, I will faithfully discharge my duties as United States Representative to the best of my ability. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Okay, sure.
There's a couple other things that we can take care of, but we can discuss that after.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Great. That's it? Well, on behalf of my family, my wife Stacy, and my three wonderful children behind me, Nick, Tori, and Allie, and all of my campaign supporters, I want to thank all of you for coming. We have a very exciting race for Hawaii's open first Congressional District seat. For myself and for my family, the reason I'm running is very, very simple. It's for my kids right around me. I am very concerned, as I think a lot of Hawaii residents are, that after 60 years of one-party rule, we see our cost of living ever increasing. Too many young people are leaving Hawaii in search of jobs, and too many of our kupuna are worried about living on a fixed income. We have to change Hawaii and Hawaii politics. In this race for the United States House of Representatives, I eagerly look forward to working hard on behalf of the people of Hawaii to change the way things are going in Washington, D.C. I want to make sure that we start balancing our budgets and stop throwing so much debt on our children. I'm going to work hard to expand trade so we create new jobs here in our community. I'm going to work to fix our regulatory framework, to reform the burdensome Obamacare and Jones Act, which are overly burdening Hawaii's residents and reducing the amount of jobs here. And also, I want to remind people that I'm the only candidate in this race running to be a sophomore in the majority. All of my opponents are running to be a freshman in the minority. With such a small congressional delegation, with such little seniority, it's important that we have balance. It's important that we elect somebody who's going to have a seat at the table in the majority caucus. And I'm the one candidate for all the office who can do that. And I eagerly look forward to doing just that this coming election. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions any of you may have.
If you get elected as a representative, one of two from a small state, how much influence do you think you would have in Congress?
I can be effective on day one, and that's something that I can say and no other candidate can say, because I know I'm going to go into the majority caucus, and because I know I'm going in as a second-term member. I, unlike any other candidate, have already met with the House leadership, and I can deliver from Hawaii because I don't need any training wheels here. And it's important, again, here for all of us in Hawaii that we have such little seniority now. Hawaii is the junior most congressional delegation in the United States of America. It's important we have a representative who can hit the ground running, who already has experience, and can go into the majority caucus. The only candidate who can do that, and that's why I'm eagerly looking forward to earning the people's vote this fall.
This is not your first time to the dance. What lessons have you learned
from your previous election when you ran against Julian Hanafusa, what different lessons did you learn from that will be different this time around?
Well, of course, important lesson number one here is just always make sure you take care of the family. and for me, there's nothing more important than that. But also, of course, lessons that I have learned, and how much work it is. I'm familiar with this district. I'm happy that the people are familiar with me. They know and understand that I am a centrist, that I am running a campaign as a moderate. I think there's too much bickering going on in Washington, D.C. right now, too much of the extremes that is making our country not work for the American people. And I want to go and change that. And I'm the only candidate here running specifically to change that tone in Congress, to get away from the bitter, divisive, partisanship that's going on in Washington, D.C. and bring things back to the Senate.
Is that your message to run as a moderate? Because I guess traditionally in Hawaii, it's mostly we mostly a blue state. So is that your message to try and get more of those voters who might be, independents or other, maybe traditional Democrat voters?
I think what's hurting America today is there's too much of the extremes here, both on the Republican and the Democrat side, and there's more than enough blame to go around. For me, I think that's what's poisoning politics in Washington, D.C. and here in Hawaii. I think looking at all these politicians, whether it's at Honolulu, Hawaii, the state capital, or our nation's capital, it's important we elect individuals who are going to work with both sides. I don't think there's a monopoly of good ideas for the Republicans or for the Democrats, and I'm eagerly looking forward to bring that message to the people this fall. Certainly, of course, here we're going to continue to bring our message of fiscal responsibility. I'm excited that I have a very, very strong campaign team. Patricia Saiki, the former Congresswoman, has been and continues to be my long-term mentor. I'm very excited. I have a great campaign manager and State Representative Barbara Maramoto. We're excited about looking forward to this campaign and bringing our message to the voters. I will add one thing that is a different dynamic for this particular race is a Democratic primary. In all the years I've been in elected office, I've never run for an office where there actually has been a Democratic primary. And whatever Democrat eventually wins the primary, I look forward to engaging them on the issues and how important it is to elect a centrist, how important it is to elect somebody into the majority caucus, and how important it is to elect somebody who can deliver for Hawaii on day one.
How influential has Pat Saiki been to you? I mean, someone who's been there before, done that. What has she shared with you?
Actually, let me share with all of you just a quick story about my relationship with Pat and my own journey in politics. My very first political campaign that I ever got involved in was in 1986 when I was a teenager. I couldn't even vote yet. I was still in high school. I went and volunteered for then, relatively speaking, unknown state legislator named Pat Saiki, who was running for Hawaii's 1st Congressional District. And what Pat had me do, or more specifically what her campaign manager had me do, as a 16-year-old, the one thing I was qualified to do was lick stamps. So I was a stamp licker for Pat's campaign in 1986. It is true testament to the amazing nature of the people of Hawaii and the United States of America that 24 years after I was a stamp licker for Pat Saiki's campaign for the 1st Congressional District, that I was honored to become the congressman for Hawaii's 1st Congressional District. For me, over those years, Pat has been a tremendous mentor, guiding me, giving me tips and insights into the dynamics of politics and government, and most of all, how important it is to serve the people and not yourself.
First of all, I believe in Charles Djou. I believe in Charles Djou, and he's no longer licking stamps. He has come a long ways from that. He has served diligently as a member of Congress, and I have to say that I have watched him and tutored him, nurtured him. He is everything that this state needs, and I think it would be a pity for the state of Hawaii not to have a Republican as a member of Congress, especially since it looks as though we're going to keep the majority in the House of Representatives and perhaps win the Senate, which means both houses of Congress will be Republican, and it would be a terrible sin for the people of Hawaii not to be represented in that caucus. So Charles Djou is my man. He's the man for Hawaii. We've got to get him elected, and he'll do an excellent job.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.